Hello and welcome back to my channel. Um, Today I'm going to do, as I always do, talk about a bit about finance, a bit about personal development as a middle-aged person, midlife person, Gen X, call it what you will, building side hustles and the like. Now, something that came to mind yesterday, and again, this is just me riffing with no agenda in front of me, is I was watching a podcast. No, watching a YouTube and listening to a podcast, and they both had the same kind of message, namely, what got you here won't get you to where you want to be, or won't get you to there, if you will. I have talked in the past about the fact that I've kept diaries over the years, and on the one hand, it's quite nice looking back at some of these diaries and looking at some of the entries and some of my goals and focuses. But on the other hand, and this just kind of screamed to me yesterday, is I look back, I look back, and some of the goals and focuses are exactly the same. Now, it's nice to be on the same page in terms of wanting to build a certain type of lifestyle and so on. But if the things are exactly the same from a diary from, say, 10 years ago as they are now, it means, firstly, I haven't actually progressed enough to get to that level. I haven't achieved that goal from 10 years ago, which is slightly disappointing. And also, it kind of says that I haven't necessarily moved on from that goal. I haven't built a bigger goal, to put it another way. And so I realise I need to think bigger, almost have an identity that is bigger than the one that I had 10 years ago. It's not to say that I should chuck out everything that I've been working towards in recent months, quarters, years, and ignore the messaging from 10 years ago, because that's foundational. That's really the direction I want to travel in. But if the same message of 10 years ago is written down in my diary or journal today with the same goals, then I don't feel I've been moving forward. And maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe I don't have the framework, the discipline, the tactics, the structure, call it what you will, to take me to that next level. Maybe I don't have the self-belief, probably as much of an issue as anything, to perhaps push me forward. I don't know, but I think we should all look at our lives, yourselves included. Are there things that you've talked about for years and years that you said you're going to do, you plan to do, and you haven't done, but you're still talking about? So it still resonates with you, but you haven't quite moved on. So whether it's down to behavior, so whether it's actually acting upon it, whether it's actually down to the beliefs that you have in yourself, maybe it's down to the identity that you actually embrace. Do you feel that you are the type of person that does X, Y, or Z, or Z, if you like to call it that way? That's the way I see it. So I am, again, pushing on in the same directions, but I'm going to perhaps push myself a bit more, or at least believe in a bigger vision of what that's going to look like. So I think I mentioned in a video or two ago that I've started posting products on Gumroad, aligned with my career coaching background. So I plan to start adding them to some of the links of some of my videos, so look out for those. Again, it's based on experience rather than just some, I don't know, something that someone just generated from ChatGPT or whatever. So I'm going to be doing more products there. I am also going to be a bit more focused and structured on my health kick. In a few weeks' time, I will do my twice yearly detox, which is really more of a reset. I've talked about it in previous videos, but I'll go through it again once I do it this time. And that really gives me some focus. It's amazing how a more regimented approach to what you eat and what you drink and how you exercise gives you a bit more clarity. And it's not even as if my reset regime is that strict. I mean, it's relatively strict in some contexts. I give up meat, for example, for a few weeks. I allow myself fish, but it's not as if it's like something that can't be done. Cut out the meat, cut out the alcohol, which is cool. Cut out dairy, cut out caffeine, etc., etc. I'll talk about it more when it actually comes round to taking place, because again, as I said, I do this a couple of times a year, and sorry, just make sure I'm still logged in. A couple of times a year, and it does do a lot of good for me, from my perspective. So I feel it's worth taking a look at that. As I said, once I do it. On the finance front, I'm ticking over quite okay. I need to claim back some money on some insurance. A few barriers have gone up, and I kind of thought about, I'll leave it. No, it's my money. So to actually go for the things that are outstanding, because those outstanding things are probably just acting as little barriers to progressing further along the line. When you have all these little distractions that are distracting you away from your main focus, it prevents you from moving forward. So I need to make sure I just nail down all these little things before focusing on the big things. And the big things are really about ensuring I have all these different pillars in life in place. So career, finance, side hustle, health. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So these 4 pillars, or I say health is well-being, so mental, physical, spiritual, call it what you will, together, anchored together. That's all I have for today, I think. But I will continue to push forward, and hopefully over weeks, months, years, you will see in these videos some significant advancements, both in my life and in terms of how I put these videos together. I've got a few ideas once I make more time for it. That's it for now. Like and subscribe as ever. Thank you for joining me, and until the next one, bye for now.